Guess what? I love you. Yeah. You. I love you. The question, though, is, do you love yourself? When was the last time, if ever, that you looked yourself in the mirror, in the eyes, and repeated those 3 words? I love you. When was the last time you really, really, really made an effort, a conscientious effort to love yourself, to say those words to yourself? You think that it's like, well, of course I love myself. Do you really? If you were anything like me, whether it was before I hit my rock bottom or even just along this healing journey, I still make mistakes. I still can be really hard on myself. I really have to put in a lot of effort to love myself, to let myself know that I love myself. It's not just assumed, right? When we're in relationship, man, if your partner doesn't tell you they love you, you freak the fuck out. Let's be honest. But when you are just going about your life, do you take time to say those words? Right? Words of affirmation is a love language. And even though you may have your top 1 or 2, maybe it's physical touch, maybe it's quality time, maybe it's acts of service, maybe it's gifts, or maybe it's words, here's the thing I know, is that all of us have a little bit of, all of us do receive all the love language. All of the different love languages you receive. So telling yourself that you love yourself, it doesn't cost you anything. But it could be the thing you need to truly start to give yourself permission to do the self-improvement. And I think that's where a lot of people just get caught up, is that you're in denial. I've been talking and beating this one up, is that grief has 5 stages to it. And when do we usually experience grief? When there's a sense of loss. And it could be losing anything. And yet, number 1 is denial. Number 2, bargaining. 3, depression. 4, anger. And if you look around you and you look within you, I guarantee you, unless you've been putting in a lot of self-improvement work for an extended period of time, you're probably functioning in one of those 4 areas. And the area that we have the hardest time, the final stage of grief, is acceptance. And let's just be honest, there's just a lot of, I mean, when it comes to getting to that place of acceptance, the reason why so many people struggle, tell me if you relate, comment down below, is that we don't want to feel like we're a failure to ourselves. It's not even about so much failing other people. I mean, some of us have that kind of codependency, enmeshment, but a lot of times we just don't even want to feel like we're failing ourselves, like we suck, right? To have to accept that the current version of you is weak, is wounded, is underdeveloped, is sad, is depressed, is guilty, is like you're caught up on all of this negative emotion. And the time to set yourself free is now. The time to start shedding the old skin that has gotten you this far is now. You are worthy of all your dreams, all your goals, all your desires happening. But if you can envision what it is that you desire, if you can envision this different reality than what is current, a sexier version of yourself, a happier version of yourself, a more fulfilled version of yourself across all different levels, right? Then what you know is that you're seeing it from your current state and your past experiences. And you're seeing this future, and to you, it looks like someone else's life, right? Because you're looking in the mirror and you don't love yourself. A lot of you hate yourself. And a lot of you continue to just pile on all that grief and all that sadness and all those negative emotions because you lack self-control. You lack not only self-control, you have a negative image of yourself. And in the way that you continue to perpetuate that negative image is, you guessed it, you keep doing things to self-sabotage. You're in a pattern of self-sabotage, self-sacrifice, self-loathing. I know this shit makes sense. I had one of the coolest comments come through yesterday. If you're new here, this is unsolicited, but someone saying they've heard hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of all kinds of motivational shit. And for whatever reason, this message coming out of me, which is really a message from God because that is who I'm aligned with, and yet I'm being used willingly to send you this message of life. But yet for someone to really see that and hear it, it does really touch me. It makes a huge impact, right? For me to put this message out consistently, daily. And what is the message? It's the message of life. It's the message of being the best version of yourself. To quit settling for whatever you've settled for in life. To know that you can achieve more, but you have to be more. And that if you are depressed, you are sad, you are anxious, you are feeling all those negative emotions, which is usually you're somehow caught in grief. You have lost something. For some of you, it could even have just been losing your youth. I can tell you at 46 years young, I switched up my nutrition 4 years ago. Complete switch. Major nutrition, not dieting. Complete adjustments. Giving up more of the pleasure food, realizing that I had some unhealed trauma. I needed to heal that and to reduce some of the cravings and how I was turning to food in an addictive way, codependent, toxic. But I can tell you right now, at 46 years young, I feel 20 years younger. The real fountain of youth is available to you. You want the fountain of youth? You want me to give away the game right now? Here's the secret. You have to switch your nutrition. And the way that you switch what you're eating is not going on a crash diet. First, you have to start switching your mindset. Everything starts right here in the mind. It starts in the mind. You have to believe you're worthy. You have to see yourself as being successful, being healthy, being sexy, right? Feeling youthful, as opposed to just being old and rickety and aches and pains and all this other shit. If that's what you believe, that's what you got. But the fountain of youth is right here in your mind. You can turn back the hands of time just by shifting how you feel about yourself, genuinely how you feel, what you think about yourself and how you feel about yourself. Because again, it starts in the mind, then it's how you feel. How do I feel about myself? If you hate yourself or you're totally carrying around all the guilt and shame and the past mistakes, yeah, it's going to be a tough life. What you think about, what you focus on is what you got. That's your results. And if you want some better results, then give yourself permission to start doing some self-discovery work. This is where it starts. It could start after a rock bottom like me. I would like to help millions upon millions of people. I would love to help millions of people avoid having to hit a rock bottom to make a life change. But that's what it took me. And maybe that's what it's going to take you. But I would like to be able to inspire you, to empower yourself to make the changes necessary in a peaceful state of being, like right now, hearing this message. And so it starts with self-discovery. Well, what the hell is self-discovery? Self-discovery is saying, what's not working for you no more? What thoughts are you having that don't work for you? What beliefs do you have that you've held on to that doesn't work for you? What are these? And the beliefs go deep, man. What are your definitions? What do you believe about love? What do you believe about success? What do you believe about age? What do you believe about health? What do you believe about wealth? What do you believe about being rich? What do you believe about being poor? What do you believe about love and breakups? What do you believe about food? You fill in the blank. And once you start to do this self-discovery, right? It's looking in the mirror, not out the window. It's not looking out the window. That's the difference. When you start to do the self-discovery, you got to look within. And just at least admit it if you're afraid to look in. That's cool. It's okay to be afraid. There's a lot of things that I still get anxious, nervous, and afraid about. And guess what? I go fucking do it. I've trained myself that I'm going to do it. I take a cold shower every morning. And every morning I don't want to take a cold shower, but guess what I tell myself? We're going to go take a cold shower. And it takes that. There has to be some willpower inside of you. And it doesn't happen instant. Discipline isn't something that you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a part of you. You develop it. But it takes this open honesty with first saying, I love myself. Do you love you right here, right now? And if you do, here's the game. See, a lot of you will say, well, I love myself and I'm fine, I'm good. Well, then go be good, go be fine. I say that's cap, which for the youngsters, that means that's a lie. You're lying. You're just settling because your concept of self is, this is as good as it's going to get. Look at me. Look who I am. Look who I come from. You know, this dream I've had my whole life, that's gone. It's too late. It's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late if you're hearing this message. Your time is now. But you have to be willing to accept what has been. You have this ceremony with yourself. To be able to realize that your current self and your old self are willing to lay themselves down in order for you to do what we are called to do on this planet. This is a spiritual experience that you're having within a human body. Your old self and your current self are absolutely 100% willing to lay themselves down in order for you to shed your skin and to become a higher version of yourself. To become a more fulfilled, more divinely aligned, healthy, whole, complete, secure, abundant, prosperous, loving, generous, kind, caring version of yourself. Right here, right now. Your current self And your old self are like, man, oh, you ready? Are you finally ready? Yay, we've been waiting. But so many of you can't do it. You're too afraid. You don't want to follow through. You can't see it through. You don't believe it. You don't believe that you're worthy. This is a worthiness issue, which is based on trauma. It's based on your childhood trauma, your past failures, your past mistakes, even other people. I guarantee you, if you lack self-confidence, if you lack the willpower to believe in yourself, that you can do anything that you put your heart, mind, soul, and strength to, you can do that. Right? I mentioned it the other day. One of my favorite childhood books was the little train that could, right? I think I can. I think I can. That's all you got to do is switch. PMA, positive mental attitude. You just have to start believing that you can do it. If you have a vision, if you have a goal, a dream that is still yet to be realized within this world, within this reality, I do not give a shit what age you are. You can accomplish it. Yes, you. Is it going to happen magic? No. Is there going to be some days you fall flat on your face? Yes. Is there going to be some days you feel like giving up? Yes. Most of you give up before you even get started. Come on now. Why won't you get started? Self-discovery. Self-discovery. If you're looking for an opportunity to do some real deep self-discovery work, type in results kill excuses into your app store, download the free app, and there you will find 5 courses that are each about a week long that I have specifically designed by myself. I designed this throughout my own 12-year healing journey to try and condense some of the biggest breakthrough moments that I had along my healing journey to help accelerate your process of healing and growth and expansion to becoming the best version of you. That sounds good, don't it? You know when you're being your best. You know that you could do more. But you keep lying to yourself. Oh, it's good. And it's like, what's good? Comment down below all the amazing, incredible, great things going on in your life, because I want to celebrate them right now. Comment that down below. If you have incredible, great things that you are super proud of yourself, that you're doing, comment those things down below. But it has to be about you. See, a lot of people get caught up and they think, oh, well, you know, the calling of my life is to be a parent. No one was put on this planet to be a parent. Nobody. Yeah, man. No one was put on this planet to be a parent. I just had some guy want to ask if I'm okay. Do I look like I'm okay? I guess not. He's just being nice. That's beautiful. Thank you. But a lot of people I know, they live vicariously through what? Their children, through their teams, through celebrities, through all kinds of external stuff. And I had this conversation the other day, and this is, warning, this may trigger you, what I'm about to say, but I'm someone that believes in reincarnations. I'm someone that believes in God, but I also believe I've lived multiple lives. I believe in old souls. Well, what does an old soul mean? That means that you've lived more than this one life. And that wrecks most religion. Most, not all. And when I say this, it's like, I knew when my children, I got 2, both teenagers were born, I knew that they came here to teach me, to instruct me, to train me. They're not my kids that I have a responsibility to them, an obligation to them. But I think once we even get past the 3D world, like, moms aren't moms, dads aren't dads, kids aren't kids. Like, we're all soul tribe. We don't see it as like, oh, I was your dad. I was in charge of you. or you're my mom, I'm your mommy. I see it different, and you can disagree. I just see it different, and I think a lot more people are waking up to that reality, that something is up with that. There is something that reincarnation answers a lot. And I know it triggers a lot of people, especially those that are really, really caught up in the dogmas and the religious beliefs, that somehow it's one and done. I don't know. That don't make sense to me. It doesn't. So what does make sense to me is that if you're hearing this message, you have an opportunity right now to make a decision to start investing in yourself. And that's the greatest investment you can make, is an investment in yourself. You're guaranteed. You are guaranteed to have success. You're guaranteed to see results. Sitting there watching and cheering for sports teams, you're not guaranteed whether they're going to play good or bad or whatever. You have no control over that. But you have all the control in the world over how you feel, what time that you spend investing on yourself. It is the most incredible thing to do with your time, is to discover who you truly are, to discover what you can truly become. You have gifts, you have talents, you have energy and power inside of you to do anything that you put your mind to. But in your mind, you have this scarcity mindset where it's like, well, I'm not good enough, because you're comparing. You're looking out the window. If you stop looking out the window, dust off that dirty mirror of yours, clean it up, look in the mirror with spiritual eyes, and start to realize that you have a gift inside of you. And it's time to start sharing the gift. But before you share the gift, you need to believe in it and cultivate it and develop it and start to use your gift. It is so selfish. How many people are not willing to invest in themselves? I believe we're getting to a point, though, in this timeline, in this life, where all the bullshit is falling away. Everything external is falling away, that we're having to go within. The answers are within. Once you strip everything that's outside of you, you go within. Anytime you feel nervous, anytime a mood shifts inside of you, right away you have probably given yourself a pattern to where it's like, oh, when I feel like this, I need someone to tell me they love me. When I feel like this, you know what? I need to go eat some unhealthy food, right? Comfort food, right? We even have these terms. When this happens, you know what? I feel like I need a drink to decompress. And it's like, man, that's not how you decompress. Using substances, things from the outside, only give you temporary relief. And I guess if your life is that hard, some temporary relief is better than no relief if you don't know the alternative. The alternative is learning to sit with these uncomfortable feelings, to connect with yourself, to be curious, to discover what is really going on. And as you do that, guess what you're going to do? You're going to set yourself free. And you're going to realize that you do care about yourself. You do love yourself. And the more you care, the more you love, the more that you improve the relationship with yourself, you don't need all that shit. You don't need anything. And when things do show up for you authentically, then you give thanks. But you ain't trying to get nothing from nobody. If anything, build yourself up into the type of person that can be the most giving of all givers on this planet. That's one of my goals, right? I want to be one of the most generous people, if not the most generous man on this planet. And that's lofty. I get challenged on that every single day. And some people say, man, I can't believe you're declaring that. Well, I am declaring it because I know that generosity is so beautiful. Here's the story. This happened yesterday. I was at the store checking out, and you know, when it's like, I had to bag my own stuff, so I'm at the end of the checkout section, and the pay thing is in the middle. And I'm over there bagging my groceries, and this guy behind me comes up, and he's already working on the pay thing. So I start joking with him, dang, bro, you got me? Dude, you're paid for my groceries? That's so awesome, man. Thank you. He's like, wait, what? Nah, man, I'm not for that much. He looks at my amount, and I said, I know, I'm just messing with you. And I look at what he's got, and I said, well, instead of you buying my stuff, let me buy yours. And he's like, nah, you ain't got to do that. I said, I know I don't got to, but I'm down to. Let me pay for your stuff. And I said, I told the lady, go. And she did it. And I just said, high five, and shook his hand, and I walked out. He was just, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Random acts of kindness. When was the last time you did one of those? When was the last time you did a random act of kindness? I look for this stuff all the time. And if you're looking for something, especially now, right now in the holiday season, a lot of us kind of get into the pity party. We're sad, we're lonely, we feel unloved, especially if you're single. Maybe you don't have all the family and the connections there. Man, go out into the world and just go do some kindness. Go serve, go volunteer, or even just look for an opportunity to give something that you have to someone else and expect nothing in return. It wasn't like, okay, great, man, I bought your stuff, now I deserve whatever. No, I do this all the time. I love to do this. People get so lit up when you do these random acts of kindness. You're buying Starbucks, pay for the people behind you. You know, you go to the store, whatever it is, like, go do that. You go out and eat. Here's the big challenge. You want a big challenge? Tip the total. That's one of my favorites. Tip the total to your waiter, waitress. Tip the total. That means if the total comes out to $150, tip $150. Oh, no, you can't do that. No. Can't do that. Why? Why can't you? Are you that scared of money? Money is energy. If you hold on to it with dear life, guess what? You stop the flow. It's called currency. It has current. Cash flow. You need to let it flow. A lot of people are financially stressed in this day and age. And it's not about if you can afford shit. It's about your worthiness. How valuable you see yourself as. Prove me wrong. When you start to see yourself to be more worthy and more valuable of success, guess what? You stop worrying about the little things and you open up your heart to be more generous, be more giving, be more abundant, and more opportunities open up to you. But you really got to put the work in. Invest in you. Self-discovery. Because the self-discovery, you will then start to make the self-improvements necessary to become that higher version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And that is self-mastery. That's truly trusting yourself. That's being your true and authentic self. That's being able to say no when you need to say no because you're not worried about what other people are going to do. And even if that means that you got to spend some time alone. Oh no. So many of you will never reach your fullest potential. Thus, you will die miserable, depressed, with tons of regret. You hear it all the time. I don't spend too much time scrolling, but when I do, I always see this guy interviewing old people, and they always say, man, it's like they wish they would have done more things for themselves versus doing what everybody else wanted them to do. And all that is just out of a fear of abandonment. It's needing to feel like we belong. And that's human nature. Connection is the second greatest gift that we have. First is life. Second is connection. But do you want to be accepted for who you're pretending to be, who you're acting to be, who you used to be? Or do you want to be accepted for your truest, highest self? And I'm telling you, a lot of people won't accept you changing. A lot of people in your life right now, again, that's the part of the grief. As I tie a bow on this message today, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope this resonates with you. I hope that this is connecting with you on a deeper level, that you're not just hearing the message, right? You are truly responding in your own way. And I'm giving you actionable stuff. Results kill excuses in your app store. Do the work. Right now is a great time to just check out, find some disconnect, put aside the distractions, and do some reflection. And if you need one-on-one support, reach out to me, resultskillexcuses@gmail.com. But here's the thing. So many of us, we're in this state of grief. We've lost our youth. We're showing some signs of age. We're not happy in our current state of being. We don't know what to do different that's going to get us the success other than a lotto win or some kind of miracle happening that we don't even really have faith in. And yet we grieve that because we settle and say, I guess this is as good as it gets. I guess this is the hand I was dealt. That's bullshit. If you're looking at a losing hand, right? Where focus goes, energy flows. If you're looking at a losing hand, what you need to realize is you have the whole deck sitting right next to you. If you're looking at a losing hand, fold those cards, pick out the royal flush, and start focusing on being a winner, being the best winner, having the best hand, being the best version of you, doing life on life's terms. No more compromise, no more settling, no more giving up before you truly get the wins that you truly desire. And no one else has to lose. That's the beautiful thing about winning. Winning is an inside job that when you win, everyone around you wins. No one loses. But yet, so many of us, you're afraid because I will tell you, there are people that you love, that you care about right now, that are in your life, that are actually holding you back. There's a codependency, enmeshment, bond between you and these people. And until you're willing to create a boundary and to possibly even sever the tie in love, not in drama, not in anger, not in hate, to do it in love so that you can truly bloom and blossom. This is your calling on this planet. This is the purpose of your life on this planet. There is no other reason. And if you heard back earlier, if you've made it this far in the message, then maybe you'll realize that we don't lose each other. We do not lose each other if we're soul tribe. We are all in agreement, I believe, in the spiritual realm to come into the physical realm to support each other towards growth. And sometimes there's this illusion and this veil that we've been through so much, but it's all a testing ground, a proving ground, and it's so that you can break free of the limitations of the physical to say, I have to have this person. That me creating a boundary, ghosting myself, truly investing in myself, knowing that that distance and that separation is going to allow me to bloom and blossom because I'm putting myself in a better environment for my internal growth and expansion. And maybe you let go of somebody, or you say, I need some distance right now. I'm going to work on myself. And maybe that lasts a week. Maybe it lasts a month. Maybe it lasts a season. Maybe it lasts multiple years. Have some belief that in you letting go of somebody that's not really building you up, right? Somebody that's always saying, man, let's go watch the game. Man, let's go get drunk. Man, let's go to the club. That's not someone building you up. I hate to say it. That's truth. Those are facts. Someone building you up is, hey, let's go on a hike. Hey, let's keep this sobriety going. Let's start eating healthier. Let's start cooking healthier. Let's start working on ourselves. Let's go to therapy. Let's heal our emotional wounds. Let's start investing. Let's start going back to school to learn new things so that we don't have to be so stressed about whether we can afford something or whether it's expensive. We become more valuable. That the price don't matter. Who's in your life? It's up to you. It's your fault. And if you can just pull back enough to see the big picture, that in the end, we all reconnect. I see you, you see me, we're one. You're a different version of me. But we're all one. There's oneness in the connection of all humans. My belief. And we are all serving a purpose to help train and guide and teach each other the lesson that we need, which is to get back to the oneness, to transcend the ego and the misery and the guilt and all this negative energy that exists on this planet, which is really just mental and emotional pain we're feeling. We need to get connected with the Spirit, with God, and truly give ourselves permission to become the best version of ourselves. That is your goal. And no matter what it takes, you should be willing to at least go and check that out. See what comes from you investing in yourself. You truly being honest with yourself, open with yourself. Because I'm telling you, your current and past selves are willing to lay themselves down for you to get to the next level. Will your ego and your fear and your doubt and your shame and your guilt let you do that? If you need help, reach out. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to this message. This was a good one. This was a long one. It keeps flowing. I'm going to keep showing up here because I'm showing up for myself. I'm on this same journey, you guys. We're all just walking each other home. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Share the message. Subscribe. If you really want, I could use your help. Support the brand and enter yourself in for an opportunity to win free one-on-one coaching with the greatest accountability partner on planet Earth, yours truly, right here, right now. Go to resultskillexcuses.com, go into the shop, purchase some merchandise. Any purchase between now and Christmas will enter you in for a chance to hit the ground running with the greatest accountability partner on planet Earth, me. Me and you equals a totally different life in a month, 3 months, and 6 months down the road. Let's start next year shedding the skin, the year of the snake. Let's shed the skin. Let's let go. Let's be bold. Let's be courageous. Let's be our true and authentic selves right here, right now. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.